Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know the drill, right? We take a topic, dive deep, and come up for air with the good stuff, the insights that'll actually make a difference. And today, we're tackling something that's kind of on everyone's mind, right? Personal development. We're all trying to level up in some way.
Yeah, for sure. And there's so much information out there, it can be totally overwhelming.
Yeah,
So that's why we're here, right? Cutting through the noise.
absolutely. So we've got this guide, this personaldevelopment.pdf, and it promises a solid starting point. It's like, okay, personal development, huge topic. Where do I even begin? This document seems to have some answers.
Definitely. It lays out a lot of practical steps and strategies for, taking control of your growth. Whether you're just starting out or you've been on this journey for a while, it's got something for everyone.
And something that caught my eye right off the bat was this whole personal development quantum leap strategy thing. Sounds kind of sci-fi, but basically it's about not just inching forward, but making these like significant lasting changes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how do you achieve those big breakthroughs? How do you create real momentum in your life? That's what this document is all about. It's about finding the things that when you change them, have a huge ripple effect on everything else.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. First things first. How do people actually go about this personal development thing? What are the different approaches?
Well, the document makes a good point right off the bat. You can go it alone, right?
Right.
There are tons of self-help books, videos, online courses, all that jazz.
That's why I approach.
Exactly. And for some people, that works great. But others might need a bit more structure, more guidance. That's where things like therapy or coaching come in. Having a professional to help you navigate the process, keep you accountable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Different strokes for different folks, right? Now, when we talk about personal development on an individual level, what are the specific areas we're looking at?
So the document breaks it down into a few key areas. It starts with self-awareness. This is like the foundation. Really understanding yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values.
Know thyself.
Exactly. And then from there, it branches out into things like managing your finances, improving your physical and mental health, developing your social skills, even boosting your employability.
Oh, and there was something about spirituality too, right?
Yeah, that's in there. The document touches on how some people find that exploring their spirituality contributes to their overall well-being. It's about, finding what works for you.
It's pretty comprehensive when you think about it. It's like mind, body, spirit, career, everything. But it's not just about us, right?
Oh, definitely not. The document also talks about the importance of developing others, like through teaching or mentorship. And the role of mentorship is huge, right? Having someone who can guide you, share their wisdom, help you navigate challenges.
Yeah, totally. And of course, there's professional development, which is a whole world unto itself.
Right, with its own set of methods and programs, specifically focused on career growth.
Okay, so we've got all these areas we can work on. But how do we even know if we're making progress?
Well, the document talks about the importance of frameworks for assessing change. Things like setting clear goals, developing strategies to achieve those goals, and getting feedback along the way. It also emphasizes understanding the different levels where development can occur, individually, interpersonally, and professionally.
So, like having some sort of system in place to track your progress.
Exactly. Because otherwise it's easy to just kind of spin your wheels and not really know if you're moving forward.
And before we even get to setting goals, the document really stresses the importance of self-assessment, right? Like really taking a hard look in the mirror. Why is that so crucial?
Yeah, it's like before you start any journey, you need to know where you're starting from, right? Self-assessment helps you pinpoint your weaknesses, the things you want to improve. It's about getting to know yourself on a deeper level.
So you're not wasting time and energy on things that aren't really moving the needle.
Exactly. The document even mentions tracking your energy levels throughout the day, noticing what activities drain you and what energizes you.
Oh, that's interesting. Like being more mindful of how you're spending your time and energy.
Exactly. And then it gets into the specific areas you should be reflecting on.
Like what?
Well, it's pretty comprehensive. It talks about your personal happiness levels, your overall health, both physical and mental, your financial situation, your job satisfaction and career path, the quality of your relationships, and your deeper aspirations and values.
Wow, that's a lot to consider.
It is. But it's important to take stock of all these different areas of your life to see where there's room for growth.
And it doesn't just say, think about your health, right? It gets pretty specific about what aspects of health we should be looking at.
Yeah, it goes beyond just the basics. It talks about things like your hearing and vision, your diet, your cardiovascular fitness, And it also emphasizes the importance of mental health, whether you're experiencing stress or anxiety.
So it's really encouraging a holistic approach to well-being.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the whole relationship piece, which can be a bit tricky, right?
Yeah, because we all have those relationships that, maybe aren't serving us as well as they could be.
Right. So the document encourages you to really analyze your relationships, to see if they're generally positive and supportive, or if some are more negative or draining. And it even suggests considering whether any relationships might need to be ended, or if others could be improved with better communication or understanding.
Okay, so we've done this like soul-searching self-assessment. We've got this list of things we want to work on, but the next section is all about not biting off more than we can chew.
Yeah, that's key. The document makes a great point that trying to change everything at once is a recipe for disaster. You're more likely to get overwhelmed and give up. It's all about prioritization and focusing your energy.
So how do we narrow down our list?
The document suggests ranking the areas you've identified based on the potential impact they could have. Like, which changes will make the biggest difference in your life?
So it's all about being strategic.
Exactly. And then once you've chosen your area of focus, the document is really clear about the importance of setting specific goals.
Because just saying, I want to be happier, isn't going to cut it.
Right. Vague aspirations are pretty much useless. You need concrete, measurable goals. Like, instead of, I want to be healthier, you might say, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes 3 times a week.
Okay, so we've assessed ourselves, prioritized our areas of focus, set some clear goals. Now what?
Now it's time to create a plan.
A personal development plan.
You got it. And the document emphasizes that there's no one right way to do this. It's all about finding what works for you.
So what are the key elements of a good plan?
Well, it starts with your big picture why. What's your overall purpose? What are your long-term dreams? Then you break that down into smaller, more manageable goals. Short-term, medium-term, long-term.
And the document even provides a template, right?
Yeah, it suggests dividing your development areas like career, relationships, finances, health, into columns representing different time frames. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And within each section, you write down what you want to accomplish, why it's important to you, and how you plan to achieve it.
It's about turning those dreams into actionable steps.
Exactly. And the document also highlights the importance of considering the resources and support systems available to you. Things like events, courses, books, mentors. It's all about surrounding yourself with the tools and people that can help you succeed.
Okay, now this next section of the document gets pretty interesting. It's all about the power of imagery or creative visualization.
Yeah, this is where things get a little woo-woo for some people, but hear me out. The document traces this concept back to ancient Hindu philosophy. The idea that your thoughts can actually influence the physical world.
I've heard of that, like the law of attraction and stuff.
Exactly. And the document highlights the work of Wallace Wattles, who wrote Science of Getting Rich, where he talks about creative visualization as a key technique for achieving success, particularly financial success.
So it's basically about visualizing what you want and then, like, attracting it into your life.
Yeah, that's the basic idea. And the document explains that imagery is similar to the mental rehearsal techniques that athletes use.
Yeah.
Picturing themselves performing at their best.
Right.
So in this case, you're creating a detailed mental picture of your desired outcome, engaging all of your senses, like really feeling what it would be like to achieve your goal. And the idea is that by doing this repeatedly, you're aligning your subconscious mind with your goals.
It's interesting. And the document acknowledges that there are skeptics, but it also points to plenty of people who swear by this technique. So how does it suggest we actually incorporate imagery into our personal development?
It recommends setting aside time each day for dedicated visualization practice. You find a quiet space, relax your mind through deep breathing or meditation, and then you just visualize with as much detail and emotion as you can what you want to achieve.
Okay, I'm willing to give it a shot. Now, the final section of the document we're looking at emphasizes the importance of self-belief or self-confidence.
Oh yeah, this is huge. The document basically defines self-confidence as the feeling of being capable and equal to the task at hand. And it points out that self-confidence is contagious.
Like, if you believe in yourself, other people will too.
Exactly. It's about projecting an aura of competence and success. And the document stresses that developing self-confidence should be a central part of any personal development program, especially for people who struggle with low self-esteem.
So where does self-confidence come from?
The document emphasizes the importance of past successes. Like, when you achieve something, it reinforces your belief in your abilities, makes you more willing to take risks in the future. And in moments of doubt, you can draw strength from those past successes. Use imagery to relive those feelings of accomplishment.
So it's like building a mental library of wins.
Exactly. And then there's the social environment. Surrounding yourself with confident, successful people can have a huge impact on your own self-belief.
It's like, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right. And then, of course, there are those moments when self-doubt inevitably creeps in, especially when we're facing challenges or stepping outside our comfort zone.
And what does the document say about dealing with those moments?
It talks about the importance of taking control, of projecting confidence, even when you don't necessarily feel it. And again, it emphasizes the power of imagery, visualizing a successful outcome, using deep breathing to calm your nerves.
So it's like, fake it till you make it.
Kind of, yeah. But the idea is that by projecting confidence, you actually start to feel more confident. And that can have a real impact on your performance.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the document reminds us that while a lack of confidence can be contagious, we're ultimately responsible for cultivating our own sense of self-assurance.
We can't just rely on others to make us feel confident. We have to build it from within.
Right. And when you do, it changes everything. How you carry yourself, how you interact with others, how you approach challenges.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about the importance of self-assessment, setting clear goals, creating a plan, using imagery, and cultivating self-belief.
And it's important to remember that this is just the beginning, right? The document provides a great framework, but your personal development journey is ongoing. It's about constantly learning, growing, and evolving.
So here's a final thought for you to ponder. We've talked about different areas of life, health, relationships, career, personal well-being. If you could choose just one area to focus on improving right now, which one do you think would have the biggest positive impact on all the others?
That's a great question to ask yourself. What's the one key change that could really create a ripple effect in your life?
Think about it and then take action, because that's what personal development is all about, right? It's about taking control of your life, making conscious choices to become the best version of yourself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So until next time, keep diving deep
And keep growing.